mental machine that feels.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're going from your feelings and your heart, rather than thinking too much, sometimes we all have a board of directors in our heads with our life experiences and our belief systems. And sometimes how I work with others is reframing those belief systems into a more positive look. Because if you feel and think and feel good, that emotes out. We're all energy.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing too, and of course, just feeling the joy of talking to people like you and everything else, and I guess you can probably just read people as well too. So we can probably get into more of that. So
the intuitiveness, I believe intuitiveness is really, we all have the intuitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a matter of tapping into it and believing in it. And children, I can pretty much read right away in what their story is, and I'm very empathic, so I can feel it in my body as well. What's happening.
Mm-hmm. And he also teaches ages 2 through 12. And where you're asked to do this sort of thing with teenagers, or maybe like getting like the 18 and up, and also with adults as well too. Have you looked at that?
Absolutely, I've worked anywhere from 3, honestly, to 63.
Okay.
I've worked, like I said, I can really get in touch with their inner child. But yes, I specialize in the children from age 5 to 22, 23. I don't like to box a number in because I think it's just a number.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've known people who are vast in age and they don't have the wisdom like a 5-year-old does.
Right.
So I don't like to tap or pinpoint an age.
Mm-hmm. And of course, everybody's all programmed different as well too. So, and of course, you're also an actor as well too. We'll get to that in just a minute. You're listening to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking a budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show is brought to you by Evan Fine of the Senior Reserve Group. When you start thinking about retirement, who are you going to call about Medicare? Why call the best? Evan Fine of Senior Reserve Group specializes in Medicare, health, and long-term care insurance. Evan can be reached at 1-800-650-9357. That's 1-800-650-9357. Or email to evanfine@seniorreservegroup.com. Evan is licensed in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Delaware, South Carolina, and Florida. Also, The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. Also on Facebook at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen to The Mike Wagner Show on SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also watch the interview on YouTube as well. We're here with her professional teacher, also a actor, speaker, psychologist, or shall we say actress. She's also a publisher of 3 children's books, did a little bit of singing, and she's also a blogger for the Huffington Post. Gina Ann of the City of Angels, best known as Los Angeles. And, of course, it's great working with angels as well, too. And you're also an actor as well. You've had your encounters with Steve Carell, Halle Berry, Clint Eastwood, and many more. You also did some work with St. Jude Research Hospital. And tell us all about that.
Oh, well, yeah, very fun being on set and being with these amazing actors who have such a vision and very humble and lovely spirits. Probably one of the most beautiful things I've done was to be invited to St. Jude in Tennessee, and I read to the children there the JoJo books, and I also created a JoJo jingle, which is a song that's, is in a lot of the schools, and JoJo's a role model around the LA Unified School District, Palos Verdes School District, Manhattan Beach School District. It's just a little jingle that for children to sing, and they really resonate with music. But what's so beautiful about the St. Jude is, a lot of these children just had come from their chemo treatment, and they came out and they're so quick to turn to joy. We really can really learn so much from them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was one of the most beautiful and cathartic moments that I've ever experienced.
And it does sound like it as well too. And of course, you also appeared in Solstice and the incredible Burt Wonderstone, and you also
Yes.
yeah,
I was his masseuse.
masseuse.
I was his masseuse, Helga.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh, yeah, Helga. You know Helga. We're
Yes.
just playing, I'll tell you that. So, yeah, so just tell us about those couple of features.
Oh, well, it's really beautiful. As I said, when I set out to be an actress was really literally 5, 6 years ago. I did it for the joy of it, the passion of it. Didn't know where it was going to go, had no attachment, just was going to go and have fun. What a beautiful thing when you can show up to an audition and play. And that's what I love. And I showed up and I did the audition and I went in playing and I got it. And it was a beautiful experience. And again, play is, if we can all play, it doesn't matter what age you are, you have to set time to play and have fun. It all goes about the self-love and self-care.
It does sound.
Getting out in nature is one of the greatest things. Touch a tree, touch the ocean, put your feet in the sand. Acting is a beautiful venue. Like I said, I teach acting to kids at a studio in Manhattan Beach under the direction of Billy Gallo, and he's my mentor, and I've seen lives change. Lives change. So the entertainment field gets a bad rap sometimes, being ego based, but ego is everywhere. And the entertainment field is just a beautiful, beautiful, and so proud to be part of SAG and that community of serving others. And I mean, when you watch a movie, you can, not only are you feeling your emotions, you're watching the emotions.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you said you're also working with children as well, too. Do you ever get asked by parents of child actors to help them out?
That's something that I'm looking into. Everything is word of mouth, but yes, that's what I would love to do. Absolutely, because you see a lot of our child actors. I think if they had just, what I like to teach them is life skills. And what I mean by life skills is really your basic skills on getting in touch with your emotions, your physical, mental, emotional body. And yes, I'm not sure how I get into that, but you read my mind. That's what one of my next action steps is.
Reading minds, huh? It's just like I didn't know I could do that. I mean, basically talking to people one on one. It's just like I basically ask questions, not read minds. But if I happen to read minds, that's okay too. And maybe you can sense, what I'm feeling right now too. I can just put you to a test if you like. So.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm feeling like your childhood was very interesting. I feel like I don't want to say different, but there were a lot of special moments that you had by yourself and your own thoughts and your own gifts. And that's why you're in this work, because you're sharing your gifts and you're sharing other gifts,
mm-hmm.
That brings the beautiful energy of the world. You have a very beautiful spirit and a very good sense of humor and a very loving spirit. So, I mean, I know that's general, and yes, I can read your inner child.
Well, if you guessed what was my favorite donut and my favorite soda was, I could probably cut you a check right now. I'm kidding. We're not going to go that far. Of course, just being in business for over 30 years. And, you got to love what you do. And I told this to my children as well, too, that I just told them to follow their passion and just follow what God has given you, what talent you're given. And one thing I believe, and, correct me if I'm wrong, if you don't use your talents wisely, you're going to be shamed a great deal. And, of course, you use them wisely, you'll be just greatly blessed. And I have to say this, I've just been blessed with just great talents, and you're blessed with great talents. And my kids are following the same path, just following their passions. And if you get into something you don't like doing for the money, you're going to be miserable for quite a while.
Exactly. If you've already completed the story in your head, or your intention, or is something other than what belongs to your heart, like if you're like, I got to go to this job just to make money. Yes, money, I have a great respect for money. It's a great tool. It buys freedom. It is part of our basic needs. I feel like we have the ego, which is not bad. It serves, but we're really dissolving that and going into the heart space and the soul space. And when those two come together and you do what you love with passion, it's divinity, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you love what you're doing and you get the reward of a smile, okay, or a paycheck, even greater.
Or like this, yes.
It's the highest good of all.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And what would you say is like the most common, like the talents that you've seen, and what's probably like the rarest of talents that have come out of children or people you've worked with?
They've come out of their
like say, like you're talking about their gifts and talents and everything. What's like the rarest that you ever seen come out of somebody?
They were able to graduate high school and become and do the impossible, what everybody thought they couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
They became like a video production. This one child had physical disabilities and on the spectrum, and just felt unworthy and less than. And we just worked through it and assisted. And by the time he graduated, he had an internship. There was also another little girl in elementary school who was sexually abused, did not like to be touched, didn't like loud noises, slowly worked where she was able, at the end, her best friend was her art. And so she became an artist, and she hugged me and was able to get past that, the hurt, the pain of what happened in her life.
Wow.
And know that it wasn't about her. And she, like I said, her art became, I found and touched upon what touched her. And sometimes we didn't speak. I just put a piece of paper in front of her and a crayon. And it didn't matter what she did, if she did nothing at all. And then it became her best friend, and she became an artist.
That is amazing, too. And, of course, you hear about the news about sexual abuse going on in the media as well, too. And what percentage of them, you say, you deal with sexually abused children, like in your classrooms? What percentage?
I don't know the percentage, and I don't really focus on the labels of what, because I've worked with domestically abused, children. I've been down to Skid Row.
Right. And domestic abuse, I meant to say that, too. It's like, any kind of abuse. So physical or whatever.
Abuse, yeah.
Yes.
Physical,
mental, that too.
Emotional. Yeah. We've all touched upon that or been touched by that in some fashion or form.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd say the percentage is 100%, because I don't think you escape this world without having been touched by trauma.
Right.
Some form of trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And PTSD is a trauma that is not just confined to veterans, although I've been down to the veterans and spoken to them. And I worked at LA Superior Court, felony court. So I've seen, a mountain of education there as well, being in a courtroom of felons.
Mm-hmm.
And so...
yeah, and
miraculous things happen, and very sad and traumatic things happen.
Mm-hmm. I've talked to some people as well too with PTSD and commonly in war, and that's probably the biggest thing that overcoming. And of course, there's also help as well too. And of course, I was working at PTSD. It's like where can they go get some help?
Oh, there's luckily and lovely that there are places that can and will assist them. I don't want to put any names on anything, but there's also helplines that you can, that they can call if they're needing assistance, which I worked in, a hotline, for such things. There are people individually and groups, and there are shelters out there that are able to assist.
Mm-hmm.
But there's hotlines too, like you could call and they can direct you.
Mm-hmm. It sounds like there's a lot of opportunity as well too, and of course, growing up, you have a lot of land you play with in Texas. You play with pets, and of course, who are the biggest influences that you had in your teaching, acting, and any career that you got involved with? Who are your biggest influences?
I feel my life experiences has been my greatest teachers, but also I call them the generosity of spirit. There are people who came in my life who saw me for me,